Let's take them back.
Yeah, 94. As the preacher takes the pulpit, fix your coat, prepare for 40 below spit. 7 days of heaven's ways and hang-ups. Chris and Ryan again, and we wishing anybody who isn't wishing us well bankrupt. A L and whatever else ain't up. As far as me, I'm still caught up in all the... Still calling my expendables, cause it's hard to believe I can fit all of them boys in one... And the streets start trembling. It's way too many it seems. Too many witnesses. Up and down with their visions of what a street is. I call it the seesaw syndrome. Maybe you make a mistake, you lose. And this is for the real hip-hop. So would never, ever, ever ask me, am I here to replace Guru? Word? That's how you feel up on this track? Little try on that.
What you trying to rap now?
Yeah, yo, Royce.
What up, man?
We just lamping in the studio, you know, doing our thing.
Okay.
Bugging out, you know.
Right.
Little test run. So, I need you to speak with your hands. On the count of 3. Everybody now, 1, 2, 3, go!
Talk to him. Who stepped up in this rap game and saying acting fool?
Me and Preem, both names go together. Lot of frontin' like they ill.
Word. I think it's time to move on to the next one.
Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We're live from the Big Easy, New Orleans, Louisiana for this Pelicans home game. Tip-off goes to New Orleans. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Dunleavy in the 3 slot.
How about that? Just an easy way to get on the board.
And just like that, Greg, the first lead belongs to them.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer. Was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Gordon for 3. New Orleans on D. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist from Gibson.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clark, he came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
Norris Cole, he's checked in for the Pelicans. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans. We play just over a minute here in the first. Pass to Davis. Wide open. And that one comes up a bit short.
The shots aren't dropping yet. They've missed 4 of their first 5 shots.
Butler attacking. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Butler's got his first bucket in this one. For New Orleans, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Dunleavy's shot is off. Bulls on D. Here's Evans. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Last year, the Pelicans, Greg, pushed their way into the postseason. It was a neck-and-neck battle for that number 8 spot, as you recall, with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And how about the excitement down the stretch? They were able to edge out the Thunder and Russell Westbrook on that just point binge down the stretch there. And what a final day that was. A big, huge win over the Spurs. Let them get into the postseason for the first time under the Pelican moniker.
Both good from the line that time.
And as you said, I mean, New Orleans made the playoffs for the first time under the name Pelicans. Unfortunately for them, they ran into the Warriors in the first round, and were promptly swept away.
And Gasol sends it back. Out left to the wing. Here's Dunleavy. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one's on Evans.
You know, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
He's off on the first.
And thinking back to the Pelicans playoffs from last year, let a 20-point lead slip away in that fourth quarter of Game 3. But they played better than a sweep and got valuable postseason experience for that young roster. And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Here's Gordon. Gordon with another miss.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
And Butler gets it to go.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Evans. But they'll get another chance. Over to the wing. Almost, but it rolls out.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Here's Rose. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Near the three-point line, it's Gordon. That doesn't go either for Gordon.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
Now here is Davis. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go. 1:29 left in the first. And Gibson, here we go. And good on the basket. Book it.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket. And really just trying to take the wind out of their sails here, I think. You know, they're on the wrong end of a run and need to just kind of exhale.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to stop the bleeding. Things were starting to spiral completely out of control. And I think a timeout was a no-brainer there.
And first timeout of the game called for New Orleans.
And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, you know, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
So for the Pelicans, Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Norris Cole. And it's Drew Holiday in for Eric Gordon.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
You know, as the season wore on, guys, the Pelicans became a matchup that nobody wanted to see. Very tough against teams and had very few weaknesses, too.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Bulls.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
Well, for the Pelicans last season, they were a tough matchup. The defense was one thing, but their mentality, the way they thought through the game was fantastic.
Yeah, and Kevin, you look at their record against other playoff teams, and it stacks up well. I mean, they made the playoffs by never thinking they were at a disadvantage on the floor. And having that kind of confidence in a young team, that only really speaks for a positive moving forward.
Here's Davis. Anderson outside. Takes the three. Here's Ajinça. They shoot again. He lays it in.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
New Orleans has gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Holiday against Noah. Fires the three. Ajinça kicks to Holiday. And it's New Orleans scoring again. It's stolen by Davis. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Pelicans ahead. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
They've won the effort battle, and that's allowed them to control the backcourt.
And it's been gang rebounds. I mean, everybody has done a great job boxing out for him, and it's showing up on the stat sheet.
Gordon and Pondexter are the wingmen. Cunningham is out there with Omer Ashik. And it's Cole in the point guard position. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter. Ashik no good.
And with the way the Warriors went on a rampage last year, you knew that Alvin Gentry would be in demand. Was the architect behind the Warriors' offense, is one of the best offensive minds in our league.
Pau Gasol is checked in for Chicago. Here's Portis. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And the lead goes right back. What a seesaw affair we've got going on.
This game's right there for the taking, but neither team can quite grab hold of it. Like a slippery bar of soap there. Somebody's got to take charge here.
And with Gentry, his offensive prowess can't be understated, Greg. His peers joke and say he can draw up an open look for a corpse. I don't know about that, Clark, but we know he's talented. He's got a great offensive mind.
And you know that's right. And with this Pelicans team, he has plenty of firepower to work with, too.
Oh, he does. You're right.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting. And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Chicago making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Gasol. Dunleavy comes in for Mirotic. And it's Rose in for Aaron Brooks. Dunleavy. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
The Bulls leading by 3. Here's Holiday. It's Cunningham with the rebound. And they're pushing it up. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
They get a hand on it. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Chicago making some changes. McDermott comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Justin Holiday. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Portis has got 4 this quarter.
Oh, I love that dish down low. Yeah, too many easy buckets coming from inside, and I think he wants to make that a point of emphasis.
I would certainly think so. I mean, if they keep giving up those kinds of easy looks inside, they'll be in big trouble.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. Pelicans trailed by 7. Cole dishes to Cunningham. The offensive rebound. Here's Gordon. Some solid defense from Butler.
And another miss. Oof. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have. You're right.
Guys, the Bulls defense was as stout as ever last season. A big part of that is they have guys that challenge you inside and at the rim. Even off the bench, all of their bigs are mobile and protect the basket.
Here's McDermott, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. McDermott got his first points of the game.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot